I had the honor and pleasure to interview some people who studied teachers on a macro level, from people at the Hoover Institute, like Hanashek, to Martin Haberman, who runs the Haberman Institute and up in your neck of the woods, I think, or at least he did. And Richard Allington, before being involved in whole language, he spent, or parallel to his involvement in whole language related enterprises, he was very focused on understanding teacher behavior. And what was most amazing to me about the convergence of all of those studies about what makes effective teaching was that it was not necessarily how much they were paid. It was not necessarily how much they knew. It was not so much the credentials they had. It was not necessarily how touchy feely they were and how good they made people feel, how good they made the students feel. It was not their warm demeanor. It was their invitation to turn taking participation, so that they weren't just cramming something, they were putting forth something and then seeing what the learner brought back and constantly encouraging the learner to inform them about what to be doing. So, which directly lines up with what was the most effective thing. If you look at I mentioned Hart Risley work the last time, the studies of the early language patterns of children coming out of different kinds of families, from taciturn to more talkative. And in those conversation spaces, what they found was is that the parents that engaged children in the most turn-taking, elaborative conversations were the ones that were building children's kind of vocabulary and verbal musculature, so to speak, and predicted their later success with reading. So in all these cases, teachers and parents, it's not so much what they know. It's not so much following some script. It's about how they're live on the edge themselves, learning to differentiate what they're doing. So they still got to bring what you're talking about, but they can't bring it statically or mechanically or robotically.